going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is probably my most asked about and my most used rifle. It's gonna be the Seekins HIT, the M2. All right, as it stands right now, this is the 18-inch 223 Wild Barrel. Full disclosures, let's get them out the way. The only thing that I've ever received for free was this barrel. Okay, received this barrel from Seekins through a good buddy of mine, Kevin Wexler, and I asked a bajillion times if I could pay for the barrel. They refused. They refused to allow me to pay for this barrel. They essentially conned, or they tricked, not tricked is the wrong word, but they got Kev to get my address, and then it just showed up at my door. Okay, I tried to pay for this barrel so many times. They would not let me buy the barrel, okay? And they did tell me, hey, this barrel has never been QC'd. They found this barrel on like a back shelf or something, and it showed up at my door. That's what it is. So that's full disclosures. Y'all don't care about that, or maybe you do, but let's get into the build, all right? This was my first high-end or premium can, and I won this at a match. Thunder Beast SR, the Magnus with the two-port muzzle brake on the inside. Like I said, this is the 18-inch 223 Wild Barrel, and this thing is a tack driver. Excuse me, sorry. I'll show you all in my office all the casings from kills that I have with it, but I've killed everything from coyotes to groundhogs, and this thing just eats. It's damn near a Nerf gun. I don't know what it is. This thing's a shooter. Also, this is the only gun that I've ever fired. Well, really, this is just the barrel, but I'll say the gun. But this is the only gun that I've ever fired where changing bullet manufacturers, changing grain weights, and changing bullet types did not change the zero significantly. It was enough to where you could just run it without having to re-zero. I have fired Black Arc 53 grain, Black Arc 77 grain, Black Arc 69 grain, Hornady 53 grain tap, 62 grain, green tips, and 5.56 ball range ammo, all within 1/10 to 2/10 of each other. Okay, that's damn near no change. Don't know what it is, but this gun has got it going on. Okay, it has won my trust. I'll put up a picture of the last group that I shot with this after I had my 6.5 barrel in, where I was comparing the 24-inch 6.5 Creedmoor barrel for the Seekins against my 22-inch 6.5 Creedmoor barrel in my Solus. So I did that whole test with a bunch of different ammos with the 6.5 barrel in. Swap barrels, retorque the barrel down. Maybe the smallest group I've ever shot out of this setup, all right? But anyway, moving on. Night vision bridge is just flipped backwards because I didn't want any space in between the optic and the thermal unit. Arc rail underneath. This is the Seekins arc rail that's holding the MDT double pull bipod. Okay, make sure you get the pod knobs. Make sure you get the pod knobs. I'll make a separate video on that, but get the pod knobs if you got a Skypod. Moving on back, this is the Night Force 30mm cantilever mount. I probably honestly should have gotten just the rings because I wish this was a little farther back, but it's not enough to where I'm bladed. Like, I'm not bladed when I shoot, but I do wish the optic was a little farther back. I might get rings down the road, but it ain't that big a deal, all right? This is just where we're at. So yes, I know cantilevers on bolt guns is wrong, but it's acceptable. It's within the acceptable range, so I'll run it. On top, this is the Night Force diving board. I think it's called like the ARD, something, I don't know. Night Force diving board, it's up top. Nothing's up here, obviously, as of right now, but I plan on getting either the Fire 4000 or the Maztec, put it up top, if the Maztec comes out in black. I don't really want the FDE one. Or I might just spray paint it, I don't care. Yeah, moving back. These guns are clear, obviously. We're responsible over here. But these are accurate mags, the metal type. I do have plastic P mags of 223 type and 6.5 Creedmoor. I just like metal mags. They just feed smooth. I don't know. But like I said in the intro, this is the M2. So it's this 90 degree, I believe. This is a 90 degree bolt throw. But this thing has so many rounds on it that it's damn near broken in. That way, when I grip the gun, whether it's like this or like this, I can still run the bolt, no problem. Yeah, ergo grip. It's what the gun came with. Yeah, this is the more vertical ergo. This does fold. Really the only time I use the folder is when I'm, you know, not taking the suppressor off and I'm throwing this in my trunk. But really the only thing that I don't like about the Seekins, which doesn't really need to be addressed because they addressed it in the M3, is I wish this was a 60 degree bolt through. So it was like right there versus up there. So I wish it was a 60 degree bolt through. And I wish, well, a couple things. Yeah, this one really doesn't count. So I wish it was a 60 degree bolt through, but they fixed it in the M2, in the M3. I wish this cheek pad was a little wider. I know you can buy like the wee bad to like beef it up, but really what I wish is either one of two things. I wish they would have either made the footprint Remington 700 so it was interchangeable with damn near every bolt gun part on the market, or I wish every Seekins footprint was the same, because you got the PH line or whatever it's called, all those parts are interchangeable, but none of the HIT stuff is interchangeable with that stuff. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but as far as I know, the HIT stuff is exclusive to the HIT stuff. The PH stuff is exclusive with the PH stuff. And you can't buy anything separate. If you want that stuff, you gotta buy a complete gun for it to work with the other stuff. Because to me, that makes no sense. The dream build, a crazy affordable, crazy precise, crazy modular option would be Seekins HIT quick change barrel, 60 degree bolt throw, Remington 700 pattern, in an AI chassis stock. Or yeah, an AI chassis. That would be sick. Is there anything wrong with this chassis? No, not at all. This thing is the bee's knees and I kill with it all the time. Okay, I just have, like, in my opinion, this is so nice that I have to nitpick things that are wrong with it. Okay, I mean, case in point, there's a QD cup on the front, there's a QD cup on the back, on both sides. QD cup on the back, not on both sides. There's no QD cup on my AI chassis on the front, but that's a vibe. Legendary, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm nitpicking at this point because I really love this setup. Okay, I mean, even last night, saw a ginormous possum about 150 yards down the way in the woods. Nailed it with thermal through a F ton of trees. Smacked it with horny tap. Just dropped. Is that far? No. But for shooting through a bunch of trees, yeah. Off a tripod, yeah. But anyway, this is my rifle. This is probably my favorite rifle. Take you out of my office real quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All those 223 casings, I mean, there are like, 30 cal casings. Shotgun shells don't count. Those are just decoration. I don't own a shotgun. But all these 223 casings, those are all kills that I've got with the Seekins. Okay. Crazy reliable, crazy precise. I'd bet my life on that rifle. But yeah, this is my rifle in a nutshell. Are there some things that I would change? Yeah. Most of those problems have been addressed in the M3. And the changes that I do have are nitpicking, because there's nothing wrong with this setup at all. Okay, I just wish there was more options. It's a first world problem. More options. Do you need more options? No. This chassis is perfectly fine. It is by no means heavy. Could you backpack it? Yeah. It folds, it gets smaller. I would even go as far to say, because I've seen it and you're about to see the groups, or maybe I've already posted it. I'd go as far to say is you could pull this barrel out, fold this chassis down, put this in your backpack, go on a hike / hunt, throw the barrel back in, torque it down, take your shot, and have 100% confidence that it's going to be returned to zero. Is that saying too much? Is that speaking too much? I don't know. But from this rifle, from my testing, from every time I pulled the barrel and put it back on, swapped calibers, swapped bolt heads, swapped barrels, it is returned to zero, dead nuts. Okay, so I trust mine. I don't know if you do your testing or if you trust yours. I trust mine, and I would go as far to say as I would 100% pull this barrel, fold the stock down, go on a hunt, slap it all back together and take a shot. But yeah, enough about that. That's the rifle. Let me know what you think. If you think I should change anything, if you got any questions on why I'm running something versus not running something, what ammo am I shooting? It's warranty tap, it's the ammo I'm shooting. If you got any questions related to the build, if you got any comments, if you just want to say, hey man, that's dope, or hey man, that fucking sucks, let me know in the comments and we're going to talk about it. But until next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.